Chris E's, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. To start with a quick movie review, I went and saw Dune. I know it's on HBO Max, but this is a big sci-fi spectacular, so I felt like it needed to be seen on the big screen. Also, it's in 3D, so of course I want to go see it in the theater, on the big screen, in 3D. And turns out that there's a bit of a plus side to being a big 3D fan. There was a 2:30 showing on Saturday afternoon in the IMAX theater that was basically sold out. And then there was a 3 o'clock 3D show that was basically empty. So I'm still liking to keep some distance between me, so I wasn't about to go and sit in a packed IMAX theater with people sitting all right next to me and around me and stuff, probably not wearing masks because they're eating their popcorn and candy. So I'm still a little nervous about that. So I like to go to less crowded theaters, and the 3D showings have always been super less crowded. So, and that was on a Saturday afternoon, because I've been taking Wednesdays off work to do this and avoid the crowds, and now it seems like if you're going to a 3D show, you could still go on the weekend, because the regular screenings and the IMAX screenings are going to be packed, but the 3D not so much. So I'm going to keep seeing these until they give up on 3D again, which I feel like is coming, because clearly it's not doing that well. But that said, the movie was great. I really enjoyed it. You don't need to see it in 3D, I will admit that. The 3D conversion was well done, but it was clearly not shot with a 3D conversion in mind. So it's not like Jungle Cruise or Shang-Chi, where they like really used the 3D well, and there were a lot of good, effective scenes in 3D. Here, I mean, he's a talented director, but he clearly had no idea or didn't care that it was getting a 3D conversion, because nothing was shot for 3D. Which is sad, because it is a visually stunning movie. It is just 2.5 hours of visual spectacular science fiction awesomeness. And the story is also quite good. The performances and the story is good. I was actually really happy that I was able to follow the story, since I never read the book. I tried when I was a teenager, and I feel like I barely made a dent in it before I gave up, because it was just too much. And the movie is a lot. There is a lot of plot, there is a lot of exposition to, you know, get things across, but to its credit, I feel like the script does a really good job of conveying everything. I'm sure there are things that I missed that book fans caught, because they know what it is, because they just did it as like a visual thing. Like there's a floating disc thing that follows people around, and I don't know what that is. I'm sure if I read the book, I would know exactly what that is, and it would make more sense. But whatever. It's not important. It's just a cool visual element that if you're a fan, you get, and if you're not, it just looks cool. And I'm fine with that. But I was able to follow all of the political intrigue and the characters and everything, and it was fine. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that it does well enough that they can do a part 2, because unfortunately, it's literally the first half of the book. There's got to be a Dune part 2 to finish telling the story. Because it doesn't end on a cliffhanger per se, but it does end with a big open-ended thing. But thankfully I knew that going into it, so it's not as bad as, like, say, when I watched Halloween Kills, and I complained in the last episode about how it just sort of stops, and it doesn't end. This feels like there's a moment, and there's a big climactic thing, and then it's like, okay. And you look forward to the next one, as opposed to Halloween Kills, where I'm not really looking forward to the next one. And then I also want to take a moment to thank my friend Rob, who gifted me with these fabulous Animal Crossing socks, which apparently they're on sale at Walmart. I don't know if... I don't remember seeing these at the Nintendo store in New York City. I may have, and then just glossed over them because I thought they were for girls or children and whatever. But they're not. There is a pair missing. It's the KK Slider pair, which I wore the other day, because they're my favorite. I just like the stripes. I think Rovers are my second favorite for the red checks. They're awesome. Weirdly, Mabel, who's the fashion person in the game, clearly she's not the designer. She's not the creative type, because hers, I think, are just like the ugliest combination, and I'm just like, whoa. So, sorry, Mabel. But they're super cute, and I enjoy them immensely. Not one for novelty socks normally, but these are really cute, so now I guess I'm a novelty sock guy? I don't know. As for games, I've basically been wrapping up Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I did that final quest arc, and of course, as you activate that final quest arc and it says, okay, go here to start it, the seer in your village is like, don't go. It's going to be really bad. I foresee bad things coming. Disaster. And I was just like, okay, normally I would listen to you, except I have to do this quest because it's part of the game and the storyline, so I need to do this epilogue bit. So, I got it. And then, of course, when you go, like after the first couple missions, when you get to the part where it's like, okay, now we're preparing to do the big siege for the big fight, there's a whole bunch of, like, all the soldiers are gathering, all your forces are gathering, and there's a whole ton of supporting cast that you have met and befriended throughout the game, 3 of which I slept with. Awkward! So, all these people are there, and I was just like, oh crap. Like, it's going to be a slaughter, and all of these characters are going to be brutally killed, and it's just going to be sad and depressing, and oh dear. But, again, I had no choice. I went through with the story. I mean, I guess I could have stopped and just said, let's not do this fight, and then everyone gets to live. But, thankfully, only a few people died, main character-wise, so it wasn't the slaughter I had feared. It wasn't great, and there were some sad moments, but overall, it could have been a lot worse. So I wrapped up that story, but then accidentally spoiled. There was a bug in the game that spoiled a reveal that was supposed to come later. Because I went back to Ravensthorpe to like wrap up the story, and Hytham is like, hey, let me talk to you. And I was like, what's up? And he's all like, that poor soldier of Christ got in touch with us again, and you have to go to this location and meet him. Because I had gotten literally everyone in the order except for the big bad. So I'm like, okay, the head of the snake, I'm going to go there, and then we'll find out who the head of the snake is, and then I can go kill him. But while talking to Hytham, he's like, oh, let me take those order medallions. And I'm like, but they're still the big bad's order medallions. But he took them anyway, which he shouldn't have, because I didn't have all of them. I had all but one of them. But he took it, and he's like, oh, you found them all. And Eivor's like, yes, even the final one from so-and-so. And I'm like, what? That didn't happen. And sure enough, when I went to that location to see the poor soldier of Christ, it was so-and-so, and he just gives me his medallion. You don't get to kill him, sadly. But I'm just like, what the hell? It's just rude. So that was annoying, that little bug glitched and spoiled that reveal, which would have been more dramatic to see happen cinematically than in a conversation, but whatever. I've gone around the map and collected basically everything, except for, you know, the cairns and the Animus Glitch platforming, which I just don't have the patience to keep trying over and over again, or the skills to actually do. There's a few tattoos still out there, but I'm not really bothered about that. I'm not sure there's a trophy for collecting all the tattoos. But I've been getting, like, I got the trophy for collecting all the Roman artifacts. I'm basically done. There is one more quest in Ravensthorpe. There's a wedding that I need to officiate, but I am not activating that quest until it's a nice day. Although now that I think about it, maybe the game would give you a nice day for when the wedding is happening and you get a nice sunset or whatever, so you have pretty lighting. Because I don't want to do it at night or during the rain. So I've been like holding off on that until the weather's nice. But then there's also the legendary weapon quest, side quest thing that I was like, oh, I should just try that. That could be fun. I don't think it's going to be long or anything. I could just go do that. And then there's the whole Asgard quest line where I did like 2 or 3 missions, and I'm just like, eh. And I'm not really sure. I just, for whatever reason, I didn't care about the Asgard quest. And I know there's a trophy for getting to the end of the Asgard quest. I'm sure there's a trophy for that. But I'm like, do I really want to like force myself to play through this just for a trophy. I'm not a trophy hunter. And I don't know why the Asgard stuff it's the same gameplay. But for whatever reason, because it's not Eivor and his people, and he's, Odin, and it's all these Asgardians, I don't care about them. So I'm just sort of like, meh, whatever. So I don't know if I'm going to go and try to do the Asgardian questline and finish that up, or if I'll just move on to another game. Because I'm certainly not going to spend money on the DLC, because as much as I like playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and as fantastic as an experience as it has been, I think it's time to move on to another game. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff from PlayStation Plus I've been downloading. I'm thinking of trying Plague Tale Innocence. Oh! I almost forgot! Sorry, this one's getting really long, but there is one more thing that I needed to mention that I almost forgot to mention. This past week, I got an email. Actually, no, I didn't. I read it online. There are a bunch of articles that were saying that Sony is now taking requests. If you want to get a PS5 directly from Sony, you can sign up, and they will email you, to get on the list to maybe get a PS5. The opportunity to purchase a PS5. Since you just can't find them anywhere. And I know that people have been able to buy them directly from Sony, but I don't know how they're getting those offers. So, and I looked around and couldn't find any way to sign up. And I'm like, I have a PlayStation Network account. I never got an offer. So I'm like, let me sign up. So I signed up, and then a few days later I got an email back from Sony confirming my interest in the PS5, and they're like, we'll let you know if you've been selected. The problem is that I feel like they're going to give it to the hardcore gamers who are playing lots of stuff and spending money on games in the PlayStation Store and streaming via Twitch and all this sort of stuff. And they have a very active PlayStation account. I do not. I'm a very casual gamer. I play what I like, and I just play that for 3-4 months and then move on to something else. So I don't know if I'm going to rate getting a offer to purchase a PS5, but I figured it was worth a try because maybe it'll work. So cross your fingers for me, and maybe your toes, and I will obviously let you know in a future episode if it happens, because that'll be a glorious day when I can actually get a PS5. So that is now it. I promise. We're done. And I will see you back here for the next episode. Bye.